Listen up. Things just went down at Microsoft, and it's a big deal. The tech giant just slashed around 9,000 jobs. That's about 4% of their entire global workforce. Gone, just like that. This isn't some small trim. This is the second huge wave of cuts this year alone. They already let go of around 6,000 people back in May. And if you count all the little cuts, we're talking about over 20,000 jobs lost at Microsoft in the past year. Wild, right? Especially for a company that's supposed to be doing better than ever. The gaming world got hit especially hard. We're talking about the Xbox division. They lost a ton of people. It's less than half of Microsoft's total layoffs, but still a massive blow for the gaming side. Some major game projects got the axe. First up, Everwild, from the legendary studio Rare. This game has been in the works for over 10 years. It was formerly shown off back in 2019, had a trailer in 2020, and then just silence. Developers said Rare couldn't figure out what the game is supposed to be even after a reboot. So after a decade, it's officially canceled. Gone. Then there's Perfect Dark. This was supposed to be a big comeback for a classic game made by a studio Microsoft created specifically for big, fancy games called The Initiative. They even showed off some gameplay last year, but now Perfect Dark is canceled and the Initiative studio is being shut down completely. Industry insiders are saying that gameplay demo from last year was mostly smoke and mirrors, more of a concept video than actual playable game footage. It was a troubled project from the start, and it doesn't stop there. An unannounced online role-playing game from ZeniMax Online Studios, the folks behind Elder Scrolls Online, also got canceled. This game, codenamed Blackbird, had been in development since 2018. It was apparently meant to be a kind of follow-up to Elder Scrolls Online. So 3 big games all scrapped. But it's not just games getting canceled. Whole teams and studios felt the sting. Rare, the studio that gave us classics like Donkey Kong Country and Banjo-Kazooie and their current hit Sea of Thieves, got smacked with layoffs. Even some key longtime staff are leaving, including Greg Mayles, who worked at Rare for over 3 decades, and Louise O'Connor, an executive producer. King, the mobile game developer famous for Candy Crush, lost about 10% of its staff, which is roughly 200 people. Turn 10 Studios, who make the Forza Motorsport racing games, got hit incredibly hard. Reports say nearly 50% of their staff were laid off. Think about that. Almost half the team gone. Even the mighty Call of Duty studios weren't safe. Raven Software and Sledgehammer Games, who work on Call of Duty Black Ops 7 and Warzone, also saw layoffs. High Moon Studios, another Call of Duty support team, was also impacted. Blizzard Entertainment, the creators of Warcraft, saw cuts too. They're scaling back development on their mobile game, Warcraft Rumble, with some staff moving to other roles and about 100 people from that team being laid off. Other studios like Compulsion Games, who are working on South of Midnight, and Undead Labs, making State of Decay 3, also faced some layoffs. Even the quality assurance team for Minecraft at Mojang was hit. The Xbox user research team, which makes sure games and the platform are top-notch, lost nearly half its staff. Even the head of Xbox Family and Child Safety was let go. So why is Microsoft doing this when they're making so much money? That's the big question, right? Microsoft says these are organizational changes to help them succeed in a dynamic marketplace. They want to streamline operations and get more efficient. Part of their plan is to cut down on layers of management to become more agile. Fewer bosses apparently means better business. But here's the kicker, and it's a big one: AI. Microsoft is pouring money into artificial intelligence. They've earmarked around $80 billion for investments in their current fiscal year, and a huge chunk of that is going straight into AI infrastructure and cloud computing. The company CEO, Satya Nadella, even said that maybe 20 to 30% of their coding projects are now being written by AI. They're not directly saying AI is replacing jobs, but when you're investing billions in automating coding, people start to connect the dots. Managers are even being told to evaluate employees based on how much they use AI in their work. Despite all these layoffs, Microsoft is making bank. They reported a net profit of around $26 billion in just the last quarter. Their revenue was about $70 billion. This company is one of the most profitable in the S&P 500 index. Their total company value is over $3 trillion. The Xbox division specifically has seen its revenue grow year over year. And Microsoft's stock price? It hit a record high recently and has climbed by roughly 150% in the last 5 years. So they're flush with cash, yet still making these massive cuts. The head of Xbox, Phil Spencer, sent out a memo to his staff. He said that even though they're making these cuts, their platform, hardware, and game roadmap have never looked stronger. He claims the success they're seeing now comes from tough decisions made before. He says they have to make these choices now for enduring success in the future by prioritizing these strongest opportunities. He also stressed that these decisions are not a reflection of the talent or dedication of the people who lost their jobs. Those affected will get some severance, healthcare, and help finding new jobs, and they're encouraged to apply for other roles within Microsoft Gaming. Also, despite rumors, Phil Spencer is not retiring anytime soon. So, what games are safe? Good news is, everything they showcased at the big Xbox Game Showcase in June is apparently safe and continuing on. We're talking about games like Call of Duty Black Ops 7, The Outer Worlds 2, Grounded 2, Keeper, Gears of War Reloaded, and Clockwork Revolution. Even State of Decay is still on track. Microsoft still has over 40 projects actively being developed, and they're teasing a strong slate of new games for 2026, including the new Fable, Gears of War E-Day, and the next Forza game. This isn't just a Microsoft thing either. The tech and gaming industries are seeing a lot of these kinds of cuts. Companies like Amazon, Meta, and Google have all laid off thousands of workers recently. It seems like economic pressures, rising operating costs, and the massive shift towards AI are forcing these giants to make some hard choices, even when they're making huge profits. It's a bizarre time when a company can be at the top of its game, making record profits, and still tell thousands of people they no longer have a job. It really makes you wonder about the future of work and what efficiency truly means. All right, that's the lowdown. If this info hit you, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel for more straight talk on finance and tech, and hit that bell so you don't miss out on what's coming next. Catching the next one.